Good morning, Pastor Steve here. Proverbs 24:11-12 says, If you forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if you say, Behold, we didn't know, does not the one who ponders your heart consider? And he that keeps thy soul, doesn't he know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? We are in really, really tense times in this land. We like to be called the land of the free, and I'm proud to have served in the forces that guard our land. But I wonder if we stop to recall that if some aren't free, then no one is. It's a great wonder to me that we have come along so far in regards to some of the grave social issues. But like the cancer, the doctor who's working on it says, well, I got about 75% of that tumor. That's close enough, right? So I don't think we need to be satisfied with the fact that some of the injustices are dealt with. The whole cancer needs to be removed. Whole cancer. But you say, well, what can I do? Well, I'm glad you asked that. What is the Christian view, if you will, of social justice? The Bible teaches that God is a God of justice. In fact, all his ways are justice, Deuteronomy 32:4 says. He's totally just. The Bible supports the notion of social justice in which the concerns and the care are shown to the plight of the poor and afflicted. Afflicted is a big term, isn't it? The Bible often refers to the fatherless and the widow and the sojourner, the people who are not able to fend for themselves, who had no support system. The nation of Israel was commanded by God to care for societies less fortunate, marginalized, and their eventual failure to do so was partly the reason for their judgment and their expulsion from the land. And on Mount Olive, Jesus is teaching, and he mentions that caring for the least of these in Matthew 25. And in James' letter, he expounds on the nature of true religion. Remember, true religion and undefiled is this, to visit the orphans and widows in their affliction and keep yourself unspotted from the world. I believe that this means that society has a moral obligation to care for those less fortunate, and that's correct. God knows that due to the fall, there's going to be widows and fatherless and sojourners, people who are our fellow travelers on this earth. And our society is filled with it. He made provisions in the Old and New Covenants to care for these outcasts of society. The model of such behavior is Jesus himself. He reflected God's sense of justice by bringing the gospel message to even so-called outcasts of society. Are you disturbed by racial tensions? You can do something about it. It really boils down to me. You heard the story many times, I'm sure, but I'm going to tell it to you again. A little boy was walking along a big sandy beach, and he saw starfish up on the shore, and he picked one up and threw it in. And he walked down and threw more back in the water, and more and more. The man was watching and said, Hey, youngster, he said, that isn't going to do you any good. You can't save them all. He said, No, but I can save this one. I can save this one. You on the back. Pastor Steve.